Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Local Marketing Institute Q&A Live with your hosts, Greg Gifford and Ben Fisher. Greg is with Search Lab Digital. I'm with Steady Demand, and you can find
I
us on
forgot to update it. Sorry.
LinkedIn.
I was in
And
Mexico this week. Give me a break. I'll do it for
I
next
know,
week.
dude, you were like in what, Cancun or some shit?
Cabo.
No, Cabo, right? Did you go to Cabo Wabo?
No, I did not.
That's sacrilege.
I went to Michelin star restaurants for dinner instead. So
Well, I mean,
I also
Michelin star
got
restaurants, of course. Damn right. Did you have some Japanese A5 Wagyu?
I did not, but I had a. I'll send you the video. We got a tomahawk
Mhm.
ribeye
Yeah.
that was so big. They tell you need four people to order that menu item.
Yeah.
And when it
Yeah.
comes out, it's an entire presentation. It's on this rolling cart, and they turn all the lights off in the entire restaurant, and it has this salted butter mound that it's sitting in. So you have it's literally the thing is like this big around and this high, and then the
Yeah.
bone sticks out for like a foot and a half. And then they have a blowtorch and they blowtorch it and the whole thing flames up and that's how it cooks your meat. It's rad.
I
It was
want to
amazing.
try that.
Wait till
I
you see the
do want to
video. It
try that.
was insane.
I mean, I don't know about you. Like these days, I'm such a steak snob. I
Oh yeah.
really am. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I can't go any. It's like if a place doesn't have like Japanese A5 Wagyu specifically, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Mark is like Mikasa. Did you go to Mikasa?
No, I did not. Mark, have you been to Acre? The tree, it's so Acre is this whole thing like up on a hill over town, and they've got like treehouse bungalows that you can stay in and all of this, but it's a Michelin star restaurant. They got the star last year, and it's just outside. It's not even, it's just you're out in the rainforest jungle eating your meal. Mark, you gotta go. It's
Nice.
awesome.
Nice,
It
nice,
was
nice.
incredible.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, it's like, have you ever had A5 Wagyu,
Oh
Greg?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get that shit delivered to me now. I've got to have it like twice a week. I
It's so
have
good.
to. All right. Anyway, enough about food. Okay. Um, yeah. So you can find us on Facebook at the Local Marketing Institute Connect, where we have over 2.6 thousand members. And then finally,
Click.
I
Why is
think,
it not clicking forward?
I
There we
don't
go.
know. All right. Finally, as we say every other week, well, when we can, you can have Greg and I in your ear every time that you want us. Doesn't matter. What are you doing? Who cares? Doesn't matter. On Apple, Google, Spotify, and yeah, iHeartRadio. Right, Chad? All right. So, well, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Let's kind of get started as a little bit just housekeeping. We have about six news items, one question, and we have one in the Q&A already that I have not looked at yet. So, as Greg just said in the chat, please drop your questions, drop anything that you would like us to roast. Your GBP roast, we will do it. It can be yours or it could be a competitor's. We really don't care. We'll roast anything. If you want something to audit, a GBP or a website, it doesn't matter. We're not here for the taxes, so we're not going to audit your taxes, but we will audit your GBP. And yeah,
Let us
exactly.
know too when you're if you're asking for a roast or an audit of a GBP or a business, let us know audit or roast. Because if you say roast, we'll be no
Roasting.
filter. If it's your own or your own clients and you don't want the roast, then say audit and we'll be a little nicer at least.
I would say a little nicer.
Like 1%,
Yeah,
half
yeah,
a
yeah.
percent.
No, you sure
Maybe
not a
the same,
quarter?
but still, just it'll make
Quarter?
you feel better if you don't ask for the roast.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, you shared the roast, Chad. Oh, and you actually, so your prospect, so it's not your client.
No, because remember it was a prospect that Chad was trying to win, wasn't it,
Yes, yes.
Chad?
Right,
Am I
exactly.
right in remembering that?
Yep, yeah, it was a prospect. Chad, you didn't convert that into a client? What's up, dude?
Maybe not yet. It could be a longer sales cycle.
It could be. It could be. Oh, he's waiting to hear back. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Um, oh, he's at a conference. That's such an excuse. I'm just saying. Well, okay. So, Chad, if you close that client, Greg and I only expect 90% commissions. That's all
Yeah.
on a monthly basis, by the way.
Or residuals would be nice too.
That's what I'm saying on a monthly basis. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Residuals. You get 10%. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, obviously we're joking. All right. With that said, we only have one in the Q&A. So if you all really want us to hang out here for like an hour, now we got two. So there we go. Excellent. Oh, there
Max
you
is
go.
back.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. So really quick, we will do our shout outs. We do this every single week. So let's see. Shout outs go. We've got Mary. We got Steven. How's it going, Steven? Wendy, good to see you. Donna, how's it going? Mark, of course. How you doing, buddy? Juan, it's Juan Mesa, the SEO office supervisor of Almost Illegal. Okay. I kind of want to know more about this business. Anyway, how you doing, Chad? Of course. Good to see you. Paul, good to see you. Juan is here again, by the way. He's here twice. Just saying. All right. And of course, we've got Paul. And then finally, we have our buddy Max Lopez. How's it going, Max? Good to see you. Oh, Michael Parker, favorite steakhouse in Scottsdale. Michael, that would have to actually be probably Ruth's Chris. Yeah, even though they got rid of the what do you call it, lobster bisque, which sucks. They are still, I think, the best one out there. So, all right. So, with that being all said, let's hop into it, Greg. We don't have sound effects yet, do we?
I do not have sound effects just because I just got back last night. I've got to charge that laptop and boot it up and see if I'm thinking it's something with the new MacBook and the old ones. If I don't update the operating system, the sound effects should still work. So I'm going to test that out before we come back in 2 weeks.
All right. Okay. So in 2 weeks, if we come back and if we don't have sounds, then everybody can just like I don't know, like yell at Greg for some reason. Why not? That would probably work. All right. With that, let's get into some newsy stuff. So, funnily enough, Google is saying that if you are optimizing for AI or optimizing for anything, actually, there's no SEO needed. Just kind of do your thing. I'm going to call it BS. Okay. Been experimenting with AIO, by the way, AI optimization. Screw that word, GEO. If anybody in this place uses the term GEO, you will never be allowed back into the LMI webinar ever, ever, ever again. Just saying. So, anyway, yeah, Google's like John Mueller and freaking Danny are coming down and going, no, 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 there's no need to do any optimization for SEO or AI. I call
It's
BS.
interesting you read it that way because that's not how I read it.
Really? How did you read it?
I read it as it's not a requirement to perform. Not saying don't do it, you don't need it. They said it's not a requirement because there are plenty of businesses out there that their websites will show up and they're not actively doing SEO. I think they're saying, do you need to do it? You don't have to. But I think that that's Google speak for, well, yeah, some small businesses can rank without it, but it is
It's
beneficial if
always
you
been
do
that
it.
way. It's always been that way, right?
Right.
You don't have to do SEO, but then again, you don't have to win either.
Right. Or I don't need to get a website for my underwater basket weaving studio in Dallas because I'm the only one. I don't need a website. Anybody looking for me is going to find me. Right.
That's correct. Right.
But
Exactly.
that doesn't mean you can have the blanket statement of, oh, you guys don't really have to do SEO. Like they're looking at it through we're looking at it through the lens of should a business hire an SEO or should a website have SEO done to it? They're looking through the lens of, well, yeah, there's some sites out there that you don't need it for, so that means it's optional. It's
Right,
that fuzziness
exactly.
is
It's
what
it's
Google says.
standard Google doublespeak is what it is, right? Google always and has always, especially since the Mac Cuts days, has always been like, nah, don't focus on SEO. You don't have to, right? Just let it happen naturally. And obviously, this doesn't work, right? Like you said, if you're the only business in a town, sure, you don't have to do damn thing. Um, but realistically, it's obviously in most towns, there's a lot more than one underwater basket weaving company, right?
Yeah.
So, um, and also of course, the thing that's not being discussed yet, and I doubt Google will ever really come forward and admit this, but I mean, they know that AI in general sucks. They know that AI in general gets confused, gives the wrong information. More importantly, gets confused, right? Because of the sources, and is also pretty darn easy to manipulate, actually, if you think about it,
Well,
right?
because it's not intelligent yet. I think they're banking on we're setting the field for when the models get better to either be close enough to actual AI or we get
Mm-hmm.
low level AI,
Yep.
and then they're cool. But if they wait until that happens, then you have the time of, well, we've got to start rejiggering everything to get it to work. I think
Yeah.
they're just looking forward and prepping for it.
In a way, but let me give you this one example, and then we can get off this topic if you'd like. But that is this: it's like, so we do a lot of AIO work for our clients, right? One of the things I see almost on a daily basis is how in AI mode specifically, but also AI overviews, but more in AI mode, which is that's going to be the default anyway this year, sooner or later, is that Google will take context and content from 10 years ago and make it as if it's true today.
Yeah.
So let's give an example of that. This is obviously not true, by the way, everybody. Search Lab, right? Let's say, for grins and giggles, you got a really nasty employee review from 10 years ago, right? The employee only worked for 1 month. They threw something on Glassdoor and that says, oh, these people suck. They're horrible. They treat their employees worse than dogs, whatever, right? Google will take that information and now say, in the con section of the AI overview, if
Yeah.
I search for Search Lab, it'll say the con.
Treats their employees like
Employees feel like they're treated like crap, blah, 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 blah. And you can't get rid of it, by the way. It's there, it's stuck. So anybody who's looking at today, it doesn't mention that this was 10 years ago. It mentions it as a fact.
and it
So
doesn't
now,
necessarily mention this is from one Glassdoor review from 10
right,
years ago.
exactly. It'll say some, actually, is what it says.
Yeah.
And I see this over and over and over again. That's why that's why I'm mentioning it. Or it'll take a BBB review or a Yelp review and do the same exact thing, right? And it's extremely difficult to combat that. Even if you try to retrain the AI, even if you try to balance it out, whatever, with more positive reviews, things like that, it's still going to show. I had one situation where a company name was confused with another piece of software, and that software was scamming people, right?
That's not good.
No. And actually, we were able to manipulate it. Well, not manipulate it, train it to say, oh, and by the way, don't confuse this brand with that brand. So we were able to do that. But it doesn't matter. It still shows. And a discerning user is not going to read the detail, right? Anyway, my point is that it gets it wrong. So wrong. No, you can't just ignore this stuff. You have to monitor it, I guess is my point. You have to do something about it. Anyway, I'm going to get off my little soapbox at this point. Any other thoughts on that, my friend?
Nope.
All right. All right. Okay. So let's get into this. So Google has come out and basically stated, again, this is Google misinformation at its best, I think. Stop chunking your content. It doesn't help. Question for you in the audience. Who is chunking content today? Chunking content means taking an article, grabbing the questions and the answers out of it, and then publishing those questions and answers. Are you doing that, Greg?
Wait, you're saying doing what?
Chunking content.
What was your definition of it?
Taking, say, an article, grabbing the questions and answers out of it, or just doing FAQs in general and publishing those on your website. Chunkable content.
Separately, like publishing separate things?
Or within
That's not what
context.
chunkable content. Chunkable content means instead of a wall of text, it's like two or three sentences, two or three sentences, two or three sentences. Like each thing is just a few sentences long instead of several paragraphs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Q&A. Right.
But it doesn't have to be Q&A. It's just all the content on the page is what they're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I
I
mean,
think, I
I
think
build I build FAQs into content personally, so
But I think this is another one of those things where they are talking in these confusing generalities, and
mhm.
all of the geo hustle bros on LinkedIn are like, SEO is dead. Here's the new stuff you have to do for geo. And I'm literally doing a presentation in 2 weeks where it's like listing out literal stuff I've pulled off of LinkedIn, where the post says, you've got to write content that answers customers' questions. Okay, bro, that's what we've been doing in SEO for 15 years, right? And so
Exactly.
it's all these things that the geo hustle bros that don't know what SEO is are now into AI going, hey, SEO doesn't work anymore. Here's the stuff you need to do to show up in AI. And
And it's still SEO.
it's all the stuff that those of us that now I'm not making the argument that optimizing for AI is exactly SEO. What I'm arguing is that all of the geo hustle bros on LinkedIn are saying these are the new tactics you need to do to show up in AI, and all the tactics they're listing are the things that people that do
We've
good
been doing
SEO
all
are
along.
already doing. So this
Exactly.
chunkable content thing is saying don't have a wall of text, break it up into easily scannable, easily quickly digestible sections. Well, that's what we've been doing for SEO for years. So
Exactly.
when they're saying you don't need to go in and chunk your content just for AI, that's not necessary. Well, it would be necessary if you're not doing SEO, since SEO is optional and you've got a wall of text. It's like a paragraph that is three scrolls on desktop to get to the end of the paragraph. That sucks for Google. It sucks for humans. No one that does good SEO would do that. So this again gets confusing because Google's trying to speak to the generality of the entire internet
Right.
and
Right.
not to marketers that know SEO that already do this. So
Exactly.
I feel
Exactly.
like I just almost ignore the stuff that comes from Google other than I look at it through the lens of what are they trying to distill through their net of bullshit that they're allowed to
Yeah.
actually say to let us know that something's changing.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. And if we look at like, like what some of our awesome people in the chat are saying, you know, Mary is saying, we do FAQ pages frequently. Michael, we do takeaways and facts. Chad, we've been doing facts at the bottom or a TLDR at the top. And then of course Max is like, have you seen the rise of the local hustle bros? Ha. But seriously, it's like again, this is good marketing in general is
But that's
what
the
it
thing. We
is.
got to stop siloing everything to like, I'm an SEO, I'm a PPC, I only do LSAs. Like, we're marketers. We do marketing.
True. Unfortunately, your local plumber is not going to understand that,
Yeah.
so you have to kind of silo it based on needs and problems. But anyway, I guess the takeaway here is from these first two items is don't trust Google, period, at the end of the day.
Hopefully, everyone that is joining us on this already knows that, though.
Yeah, exactly. True, true. Facts, facts, facts. Actually, when Matt was around, we used to hang out at PubCon. He used to tell me confidentially at that time, is that 60% of the stuff that he said was always misdirection.
Yeah.
It literally was all bullshit. It was stuff to confuse the SEOs. So I still look at it through that lens,
Oh, yeah.
you know? Absolutely. All right. Yeah, exactly, Mark.
Nice, Mark.
Google watching. All right. So next thing. This is kind of interesting, and I heard about this yesterday when I was getting prepped for a webinar. Merchant Center is coming up with what they call a branded AI agent. What that basically means is you can ask the AI agent all sorts of questions about products, and it'll give you answers. It's a glorified chatbot, basically, is what it comes
I
down
would
to.
never touch this with a 1,000-foot pole.
Fuck no.
Like
And
literally the article that we just shared the link to, it says it's like a virtual sales associate that can answer product questions in a brand's voice. That'll never happen. I don't even need to read the rest of it. I'm done right there.
exactly, exactly. Oh, dude, man. Oh, wait until you get to see this article that I'm going to put out hopefully soon. I got an actual recording of the Google Voice that calls businesses and asks information, about the pricing and
Oh, dude,
trying.
can you share that with me?
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
But I got it. It sounds so fucked up. And the thing
It's got to be
is
awesome, right?
this is no, my client, dude. It is literally it's an AI agent talking to an AI agent.
Oh my God, it's even better. I can't wait to hear it.
And they both say, "Hi, this is Google. We're an AI agent." It doesn't say that exactly, but it's pretty close. And then the other one goes, "Hi, I'm also an AI agent." It's fucking
That's
hilarious.
amazing.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So, but that's what this reminds me of, right? It's like, okay, you're going to ask an AI agent. Well, what's going to happen when an AI agent is asking the AI agent? Anyway, no, but in preparation for this webinar, somebody was saying basically, like, oh, I wonder if this is going to come to go GBP as well. And I'm like, no, this is not coming to GBP. At least I freaking hope not. Anyway, all right. Um, on the topic of AI, you know, man, uh, Google, again, thanks, Google Gemini, is going to be rolling out, and it's already rolled out to pro tiers, I think, on Gemini,
We,
personal intelligence.
this one's scary too.
The screwed up thing about this one, Greg, is that younger audiences will probably eat this up.
Yeah.
More seasoned marketers are going to go stay away. But basically, really, what this is at its core is kind of like what ChatGPT does with its connectors. It can connect into your calendar, your Gmail, whatever you give authorization to. Google's going to just do this not by default, but if you turn it on, it can touch your Gmail, calendar, workspace, whatever. The problem with this, of course, is that it is basically going to give people with but I'm sorry, it's going to give bad actors the capability to do prompt injections through easily used malware on any website that they can get at their access to or ads, right? And do shit to your fucking Gmail account
And your calendar
or
and
put
your
something on your
photos
calendar and you click a
and
link and you're
everything
screwed.
that you have on Google.
Right. And think about that for a second. How much shit do you do with Google on a daily basis? What about your personal email, Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know? So, yeah, talk about another thing I'm going to just stay away from. What do you? How about you, buddy?
Oh, not touching this with a million foot
No.
pole.
Oh, come on. You don't have the comment browser?
Yeah.
All right, everybody in the audience, do you trust Google Intelligence? Would you actually allow Google to touch your Gmail or your calendar? I'm kind of curious, actually. I want to know. Max is like, hell no. As a matter of fact, look at that. Everybody is like pretty much no, 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 no.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
wonder if
connected to
everybody's saying no because everybody else is saying no.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure everybody in this room is smart. So
But the next AI news item I'm actually kind of excited about. I don't know about you.
I'm very excited about this. Are you kidding me? Um, this piece of news is fucking killer, actually. And that is that if you haven't heard about this, or if you've been living under a huge fucking rock, Apple Intelligence is now going to be powered by Gemini. So what? What does this really mean?
The
This
nail in
means
the coffin for ChatGPT is what it is.
I don't know if it's the nail in the coffin, right? I think
One of them.
ChatGPT is going to be. I think it's a nail in the coffin for fucking Microsoft because, like, who uses Bing anyway?
Yeah.
But I mean, Bing Places just became completely irrelevant. Is really what happened at
Yeah.
this point. And why it's really exciting is that all of the stuff that we do again as marketers for SEO for our clients now is going to be impacted on the iPhone or iDevices, I should say. So, um, so yeah. So I mean, basically, that's killer. That's great for our industry. Is really what it comes down to.
And I wonder, obviously there's dollars involved here, but I wonder if this could lead to Apple going, hey, look, us trying to do our own business reviews in ABC just isn't panning out. Let's just use Google.
Screw Yelp.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yeah, I think that would be really wonderful. All right. So let's see.
I
All right.
have, oh, I dropped it too far down. Let's do this one first.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We already
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about it a bit because you got the recording. Um,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
in all the testing that we've been doing, I found something really interesting, and I was talking to Joy about it last week, and she was like, "Holy shit, we haven't seen that yet." So, in trying to get, I want to hear a recording at all, which is why I'm excited to hear yours. But we were trying to get a recording specifically for car dealers to hear the questions they were asking because
Hmm.
it is I haven't tested it for salons or plumbers or whatever, but it's like an 8 screen form you have to go through to tell it everything you want it to ask. So we were like let's say I want to try to get it on one of my dealers that has call recording. So I want one of my dealers to show up. So instead of just saying oil change in Dallas, I would say Ford oil change in Dallas, which then cuts the list down and now I've got dealers there. So my query was Ford dealer, Toyota dealer, whatever. It's brand dealer oil change city. You get the list. And then we're cross referencing the ones that are in the map pack and the local finder to the ones that are in the list of businesses that get called, whether the business answers or not.
Hmm.
It is not using the query that you entered to get the list of businesses to call. So if I do Ford Oil Change Dallas and have a list of 10 businesses, the
Hmm.
10 businesses that get called are for the query oil change Dallas. It drops the Ford qualifier off of my query.
Really?
And we've done this multiple times to prove it now, and Joy saw it too. And most of the time, you're gonna ask for, I just need a plumber near me. Cool. Let it work. I don't think they have it anticipated that in automotive, sure, people will look for I need an oil change near me, but if you're driving a Mercedes, you want to get a Mercedes oil change because there's specific things you need to do, or BMW oil change, and it's just going to the default oil change
I can
search.
see why that makes sense, though. It's bigger.
Well, it's
It's
bigger,
broader.
sure, but it doesn't match the intent of what you want. So, if I am looking for a BMW oil change near me or BMW oil change in Dallas, and it comes back with Jiffy Lube, I just wasted 2 minutes of my time filling out the form and 10 minutes waiting for the reply because I'm not going to
Yeah,
call Jiffy Lube.
but I get it though. But it's niche to
Yeah.
them.
No, I
You
get
know,
it. I get it, but and I'm sure it will be better in the future, but it was
yeah.
very interesting to see that it's actually changing the query. I think you're right to just have more options there.
It's more generic. Yeah. I mean, it's standard Google protocol, right? Optimize, well, optimize the product for the masses.
Yeah.
if it becomes super successful, then they'll niche down,
Yeah.
right? But at the moment, they probably don't have enough data.
Yep.
But you're right. I mean, BMW is like super specialized,
Yep.
right? But then again, how many BMW owners are there in a metro?
Um, in any metro, maybe not that many, but in bigger like urban metros, for sure a
Sure.
lot, you know.
Like LA? Yes.
But my all I agree with what you're saying 100% about they're building it for the masses and they'll niche down later. But if it's just the process is the AI looks and it's been I don't know the specific numbers because we're testing it a lot, but I would say it's about an 85 to 90% overlap with the top 10 in the businesses that it's calling. So you're pretty
Hmm.
safe that if you're showing up in the top 10 in the map pack, you're going to get called. So if that's all it is, if they're going to call you if you're in the top 10 for oil change in city, why would they not just make it you're calling the top 10 for Ford oil change in city? Because there's still going to be 10.
Sure.
Even if there's only three Ford dealerships, it's still going to show Jiffy Lube and stuff below that. It doesn't make sense that it would not just use the query. If the query that you used fires the have AI check prices button, why would it then change the query that's used to find the businesses?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? They're going to have
There can't be
to,
that much of a
yeah.
complexity to go. I can't just use the query that they use to find the businesses, right?
Right, right. Exactly, exactly. I mean, I completely agree with you. I do. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
like Chad's
yeah,
point, this could keep people from using it if the results you're getting don't match your intent. Because like
potentially.
if you used it once, if you're a BMW user and you want a BMW oil change and it gives you Jiffy Lube and Quick Stop Oil and all these other things and not a single BMW dealership or place qualified to do a BMW oil change, you would never use that have AI check prices button again.
I would never use it for that query. I would probably still do it again for something else. And I would probably still try it.
You would.
If
The general public probably wouldn't.
I don't know about that, man. The general public is a lot more forgiving
Yeah,
than a marketer.
yeah, maybe.
We kind of look at things in black and white and a little bit of gray, right? But yeah,
Yeah,
you piss us off once and we're just like, screw you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good call.
The average person, the average plumber is really fucking busy, man, you know?
Yeah,
And to them, it's like, okay, well, maybe it'll work this time. Oh, guess what? It worked for finding a plumber.
yeah,
Great. I'll do it again. I just won't use it for my BMW,
yep,
you know? And again, like the pool is very small.
yeah, yeah.
So,
All right, we should get to
all right.
questions.
All right. So we do have a Google verification question. All right. So, Greg,
Also,
this one,
Danielle, thanks for showing back up this week to get your question answered.
absolutely. Hey, Daniel. All right. So, Daniel's question for you. Based on your advice, I've removed part of our name from our Google listing. It was Century Self Storage Miami, and I removed the Miami part. Well, we have submitted 2 video verifications with all the requirements met. Now it's starting all over again 3 times. It's a charm sometimes. Asking that we send a video verification, it's almost as if no one viewed the last video we sent. And it just timed out and is asking all over again. Is there anything different that we can do to get this verified or expedited? I've removed the city from 5 other listings and none of them asked to get re-verified. None.
I am gonna ask you for your answer for this because I have an answer that I am pretty sure will be different from yours, but I need to look up the specifics, so I'll let you answer first.
Okay. So, just because you removed it from 5 other listings and this one asked to be verified, doesn't matter. Google looks at every individual profile as its little own individual snowflake. And as we know, every snowflake is different. And John just answered your question. So, anyway, the fact that it happened on 5 other doesn't matter. Okay. And they went through. Great. Fantastic. There's something wrong, quote unquote, with this listing meaning that it requires basically a verification check. Okay. In this case, since you are continually failing for whatever reason, these actually are reviewed by people, by the way. Maybe by AI soon, but by people for the moment. The only choice you have is to go through the contact support form and find the way, and I mean find the way because it is really difficult to find, to contact support about this issue and request live video verification, which will be with a support operator. The short way of doing this is to basically go through the verification funnel, click my business is not there, and then find the contact support link, which is really, really tiny in the bottom right, and then click on contact support again to get to a form. And then you can go ahead and fill that out, and Google will get back in touch with you. Make sure you reply to the initial self-help form email that comes to you first, because if you don't, then you'll get nowhere. But anyway, that's how you do it. Thank you, John. You were correct. What about you, buddy?
Sorry, I did not sleep well this week, so my brain is not firing correctly. There's actually
Okay.
another thing that you can do.
All right.
So once you have uploaded the video, you go to that screen that shows you the status of what's going on. This only works if you've already uploaded a video. But if you've already uploaded a video, on that screen at the bottom, there is a link. Ah, man, and I'm trying to find the freaking screen capture. But okay, so on the bottom of that modal, there's a button and then a link that's like ask us a question, and it changes the ask a question link changes once you've uploaded a video. So if you click that link on the left, it's actually a secret shortcut to a manual verification form.
Mm.
I found that out from Brad Weatherall at the local U in Nashville last
Oh,
fall.
okay.
So
All right.
that's something built into the system, that it is a secret way to get in to a manual verification form, that you have to fill out all of this stuff, but then that form goes to a person and it triggers a manual verification. So
Does
I would
that work
suggest,
only on mobile?
no, it works either.
Really?
Yep. Yep. And
Where is it?
I was trying to, the reason I was looking through this is I was trying to find the screenshot that I have in this presentation, but it is not in the one that I thought it was in.
All right. So Greg, in 2 weeks, is going to come back and he's going to have this screenshot for us.
Let me see if it is in this. Give me 1 second. I
All
might
right.
be able to find it.
1 second's gone by the way.
I know.
Just saying.
I will for sure have it next time. I don't know the right place to look. I did so many conferences right at the end of the year. I'm not sure which one it was in now.
All right. Because I haven't seen this. So I would
It's
love to check it
really
out.
cool. And I talked to Brad about it at length afterwards, and it still exists today.
Hmm. All right. Well, okay. That's fantastic. If that exists, that would save about 5 minutes worth of work.
Yep.
Literally.
All right. So
All
then,
right.
next question is for you from Chad.
All right.
And his question is, to Ben, do you have any idea when the products is going away for SABs? I'm assuming he means the
Yeah.
products part of the GBP profile.
No. It's a pretty straight up answer. I don't. It's right now for me, it's really a hypothesis actually at this point. Um, but I would say still don't focus on product posts.
And honestly, if we did know a date, it would probably be under NDA and we couldn't say anyway.
Exactly. That too. But yeah, currently, no. Sorry. All right. This one's for you, buddy. From Mike Peterson. Refresh my memory, Greg. I have an SAB. It's an insurance agency, by the way. It has an office in his home. We're considering changing his GBP to a regular listing. I probably think that means a storefront. Besides having to re-verify, what are the landmines? I assume his reviews will stick around.
Mike, I need a bit of clarification here. I would like to ask you, before I answer, please answer in the chat, why are you considering changing it from an SAB to a storefront?
Good question.
I wish the chat thing was like your phone when you have a text and you see the three little dots animating that you know someone's typing to you. And we're not just waiting around and like, oh, there we go. Better visibility. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
Okay.
here's the thing. Yes, if you are a storefront, it is potentially better for visibility than being an SAB. The problem is he is not a storefront. Just because he has an office in his home does not mean he is a storefront business. Clients don't come to him. Now, the argument is going to be, could clients come to his home office? Well, sure they could. That still doesn't make him a storefront. He is a guy that serves customers at their location, or let's be realistic, probably virtually, but customers don't come to his home to do business with him. That is not a requirement of doing business with him. So he is an SAB. You're probably not going to be able to get that switch to happen.
So the short and skinny of this is that I agree with Greg. Number one, if it's like a plumber or in this case, an insurance agent, yeah, they don't go to customers' homes. Okay. I'm sorry, they might go to a customer's home, but the customer does not come to their home to do business. Okay. And on top of that, they might more than likely they live in with an HOA, okay, which does not allow signage. Most don't. And you're going to need signage to switch to a storefront. As soon as you switch to a storefront, Google's going to reinforce verification. Guess what? Probably not going to pass, more than likely. I've done it for clients. There's ways to get around the guidelines, right? Or not get around them, I should say, to comply with the
Yes.
guidelines. But most don't understand the ways to do this and to do it the right way. But again, it comes back to the business model. An insurance agent, you probably don't see customers at your home. You probably go to a workspace or something like that, or maybe go visit them, maybe. But yeah, I would bet against this one.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
it. All right.
So now, question for you from Steven. Have Are you laughing at the question?
Yeah, of course I am.
Have either of us worked with, I guess it's for both of us, but you go first. Have we, either of us, ever worked with a client where they paid us based on success of leads or sales?
I'm going to say this, but I mean to say it in all caps with an exclamation point. Hell no.
I actually have a
Period.
different answer.
But I have buts. I do have a but. I know people who do this with a large amount of success. Okay. Where they'll take a piece of the company, like 10%, and then do their marketing for them. The reason this works is because they control the marketing flow. And when you control the marketing flow, you can see the actual sales. And you can also control how those are tracked. Most companies who say, oh, I'm going to do this based on leads or sales, A, don't understand marketing. B, been burned in the past, right? And usually don't actually have a good handle on how they're making sales or even tracking those sales. And that's the problem. And why my answer is hell no is because I'm not going to work with somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their business. And they're so cheap that they're not willing to take a risk on marketing. Okay. And I'm sorry, cheap is the answer.
Oh, it is.
So it's like, do I want to fuck with that? No, I do. I do not want to mess with that. That does not fit my business model. Smaller companies, absolutely, it fits their business model because they can't get customers or they can't get a volume of customers. But then again, if you've got a kick-ass prospect who's making $1 million a year and you can track their sales, yeah, I'd probably do that. What about you, bud?
I think your example though of you're getting 10% of the company to do marketing is different than you're getting paid based off of the success of leads. This is the you don't get paid unless their lead count goes up or unless their sales go up.
Hmm.
That is a really dangerous road to go down because A, shit is volatile all the time anyway, but especially right now with AI,
Hmm.
what does success look like? You're going to have to outline the very specific details of what success looks like to make sure you get paid because you might have a tool that says that like success for them might be ranking, which we all know is bullshit. But if you agree on that for whatever reason, and you have your rank tracker that says they rank number one and they check it on their phone and they don't, they're not going to pay you,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
And like, why would you do work for free on the hope that it's that? You also devalue the work that you're doing. And you
Correct.
do a disservice to all marketers when you do that, because then if you do it for them, they're always going to tell people in the future, well, my last guy did this, you should do it too. And it's not going to work for them.
Yeah.
And you're actually doing a disservice to the business owner as well, because that's like walking into a car dealership and going, I'm going to take this sweet BMW and like if it doesn't perform the way that I would want it to perform, I'm not going to pay you for it, but I'll come back in a month and tell you whether I'm paying you or not. Like no car dealer would do that. Like come on, it would not be good. I did way back in the day, like we're talking 20 something years ago, I did
Hmm.
do a couple of projects where I worked for a business and did not get paid cash, but got paid stock.
Okay.
And guess what? Did I get anything out of it?
Nope.
No. So yeah, just don't do it.
Oh God, you remember that in the early 2000s? Everybody was like stock, 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 stock. I was like 100,000 a month. I don't want your stock. And then
The
the bubble
reason I
burst.
did it though was I was basically using those as tests. I was like, sure, I'm gonna test some shit on you because I'm not getting paid anyway, and if it doesn't work, who cares? And if you get
Right.
mad, whatever. I was not doing it thinking I was gonna ever really get anything out of it. But also, if you're creative in how you do it, you can then, depending on who the company is, you can then say, I work with this brand or this company, and that could maybe give you a foot in the door to talk to other similar companies. But I would never suggest doing that. Like get paid for what you do, y'all.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Exactly.
All right, we've got 2 minutes
Michael,
left.
send me an email. Okay. Ben at, yeah, send me an email and I will make sure that you get contacted today. Okay. I got your message, by the way. So, but yeah, just send me an email, ben at steadydemand.com, and I will make sure that you get that LSA audit.
Um,
We sent an offer 2 weeks ago to, well, actually, and also a week ago to do a local services ads audits, which we can do directly. And we have some really sweet data actually that we get for those that the public doesn't have. And so I guess Michael hasn't gotten a call back on his. We do have the data though. But yeah, anyway, go ahead,
how much is that
please.
service, Ben?
Which one? The LSA service or
The
the
audit
audit? Oh, the
or
audit's
the
free.
audit?
No, the audits are free.
I blew it. I was trying to lead in to let you say that, but I said, how much is the free audit and
Oh, okay.
blew the question.
Yeah, the audit is totally free. We charge, what is it, $3.99 a month to do LSA managed services, but yeah, the audit's completely free, and we get all these signals that only Google can give you, basically, and you can't get from support either. Actually, so we definitely have it, and it's kind of interesting to watch some of these audits that we do, and it's like, hey man, you're doing great, except Google suppressing your listing.
Yeah.
And we can fix that. We can absolutely fix that. Yeah. So anyway, Michael, Max, did you fill out the form?
I don't think Max was
For,
here 2 weeks ago to know
no,
about it.
he wasn't. Yeah, he's like, how much is it? Oh, you were not. Okay. Email me, Ben at Steady Demand, and email me with your LSA ID, and I will go ahead and get the audit for you. Just go ahead and pop me an email, Ben. Here, I'll just pop it in the chat. Why not?
So we have just shy of 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Max has asked us to check out a law firm. That's not a ton of time to do an audit. Max, will you be here in 2 weeks if we hold it for next time so we have more time?
Max is always here.
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Man, I forget whose turn it is already. Am I
Yeah, I
asking
think
you?
it's your turn.
I asked you, you asked me. Which one is it?
La, la, la. Oh, this one's
I
for
think
you.
it's you asked me this one because I asked you about the LSA thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Okay, cool. All right. So, have you noticed EV charging stations listings on Google Maps are associated with car dealerships? See, totally, this is you, buddy. They appear on maps but are not listed on the dealership GBP as a department. The listings usually state located in dealer name. Yet business details such as website and phone number, point of third party providers. Here's an example. Greg, you recently posted a PSA regarding don't create separate departments for separate services in a GBP. Do these types of listings fall under that umbrella?
No, they do not, because these are not department listings. Just because a profile says located in another business does not make that profile a department profile. So these are separate businesses. It might be the Blink charging network. That's the one that pops off my head because there's one in the parking lot here. If it is a Blink charger that is installed at a dealership, Blink gets the money from the people that pay to charge on that car, or the dealership pays Blink to have that there for free. That is not the dealership with their own charger that is their own business center. So actually, dealerships should never create a profile of an EV charging station, even if it's something that you pay money to charge on, because that's not a dealership business. Dealerships are, it's very specific. It's actually not in the guidelines specifically anymore, but Google has been very specific and they still tell us it's very specific. Dealerships are allowed one profile for the primary store, which is sales focused, another profile for the parts department, another one for the sales department, another one for collision. Well, that's it. You can't make anything else. So EV charging would not be a separate department you can make. And I'll go even further. A lot of dealers will select EV charging station as a category on their primary sales profile. You definitely shouldn't be doing that because you're a car dealership. You're not an EV charging station. Just because you have an EV charging station doesn't mean that that is a business category that you should select.
There you go, man. That is a good answer. That's a great answer. And I have
And the
another one for
next
you.
one is also from Anonymous and also
It,
should
it,
probably come to me.
no, it's absolutely coming to you, whether you like it or not, buddy. All right. Since Google deprecated the vehicles for sale feature back in early November, do you have any thoughts or suggestions for auto dealers on how to approach the products section that can appear in its place?
Yeah, my advice is that's not what the product section is for. The product section is for businesses that have like a product feed, like e-commerce. This is what we were talking about earlier when someone asked when this section was going away for SABs, and Ben said he doesn't know. People have figured, marketers that are creative have figured out other ways to use that product section than the way that it is intended to be used. That's not the way you should do it. And also take a big clue from the fact that Google deprecated vehicles for sale. There's only two reasons they're going to deprecate it. One, they can't make enough money off of it, or two, nobody's using it.
Using it.
And the reason it got deprecated is not because of money, because Google was making money on it. It's number two, nobody freaking used it. Dealers think it's cool because it's like, oh my gosh, people can browse my inventory without even going to my site, and I'm going to get so many more leads because no, customers don't want to browse inventory on the shitty little VDPs that Google created. They want to be on the dealership website. Google's not going to change customer expectation and behavior by adding a widget to your GBP. So my advice is, who freaking cares that it's gone? Nobody was using it anyway.
Right. All right. We got 5 minutes and three questions.
All right, next one for you. Or we can do a couple for you since I kind of dominated there for a bit.
It's okay. It's all right,
First one for you
man.
from Greg. Do you use or know of any tools that can predict Google's confidence score?
The first question that's coming through my head is what confidence score?
Yeah, that's me too. I'm actually about to Google what is Google's confidence score.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, I mean, I know the confidence score that for GBP, which is stupid.
The AI
Uh,
overview says Google's confidence score is a generic term for a metric used across various Google services and machine learning models to indicate the certainty of
oh, I know exactly what this is.
prediction or result. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no way we
no,
will know that.
no. This is something internal to Google. Um, the only thing I can say is this, and this is not going to give you your answer, is that Google's confidence score is scored basically on internal metrics and a third party tool that they use. I cannot reveal the name of this third party tool. With enough digging, you can find it. But it's kind of like a Nielsen type of tool in a sense, Nielsen metrics kind of tool. Yeah, that's about all I can say about it. But anyway, no, there's no way to rejigger it except for to do good things. How should I say that? I think this next one's for me.
Uh, from our buddy Max.
Yeah.
How do you answer the phone for LSA to train it not to charge you for bad leads?
It's a good question. Yeah, so we do this as part of our training, quote unquote, if we see a problem with our clients, and that is this. It's really actually very simple. So you've got 30 seconds exactly to basically train Google's AI or tell Google's AI, which is going to do the initial pass on the phone call, as to whether it's a client or not. So the first thing that you can say is basically this: "Hi, are you a current client or not?" And then the person will answer that's calling you will say, "Yes, I'm a current client." That right there will make sure that you do not get charged for the call. That's one way you can do it. But anyway, in general, the questions that you ask during the intake in that first 30 seconds are very important. What do you think, buddy?
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah.
I would not suggest that my clients answer the phone like that because that's not a great customer experience. What we tell our clients is to, hey, Ben's calling me. I'm like, hey, thanks for calling Greg's underwater basket weaving studio. How can I help you? And he says whatever. And then I'm very quick to say, oh, I see you've already been to our classes. You're a current client. Because you can say, oh, I know you're a current client, all right? Because usually if someone's calling you that's a current client, they're going to say something that's like, hey, I missed the class last week, or I did this, or
Potentially,
I
yeah.
bought a car from you, or whatever. So depending on the vertical, a lot of times you're going to know that that person is a client or not. And you can just mention, oh, well, yeah, I see you're a current client. And it might sound a little weird, but it's less awkward than
Sometimes,
answering the phone by saying, hey, thanks for calling Greg's Underwater Basket Weaving Studio. Are you a current member or not? That's just personal
sometimes,
preference.
sometimes. It
Probably
really
doesn't work as well,
depends.
but
Again, it depends on the vertical. You're right. But the fact of the matter is this is like if you're dealing with a PI firm, for instance,
yeah,
right? They have intake.
and
Intake
they're not going to
doesn't know
know.
anything.
Yeah,
And the number that's coming inbound is not going to match the number that matches customer records. And
yep,
also in answering services are just not that advanced.
yep.
So, you have to ask the question. Would you ask it right away? No. But within that 30-second window, you do. That's my point right there. You've got
Yeah.
30 seconds to do it. So figure it out. Um, all right, let's see.
And that's basically time. We can answer Chad's really quick and go over a minute or two.
I guess let's see. Following up on Stephen's question, Mark. What about the yearly contract versus month to month from the start of start of an engagement? We do year then month to month, but I have been asked for month to month. Go for it, Greg. I've got
We do
opinions on
not do
this.
contracts. We are month to month agency. Um, Specifically because of the verticals that we work in. all the competitors are month to month, and we would not close deals if we asked car dealers to sign a year contract because they're accustomed to not signing year contracts for SEO and PPC. I'm not going to sell anything, so I do month to month. You have to be good at sales, and you deleted the question. I don't know who it was that asked this, but whoever it was that asked this question, you may have to adjust your sales process because you have to set the expectation
This was
correctly
Chad.
up front in the initial conversation that if we're talking SEO, this is not an overnight success thing, and you cannot judge success even after 2 or 3 months. You need to say, look, we don't have contracts. And there's a reason because, hey, if we screw up on something, cool, you can leave, no big deal. But
Yeah.
you need the expectation. It's 6 to 8 months before you really start to see big traction on this. So you can't cancel in 2 months because you expected to be number one in Google for Ford dealer in a crowded market like Dallas, right? So as
Yep.
long as you set expectations and make sure that you're aligned with the business that you're working with and they understand this is an investment in the future and not a hope for like their 2 or 3 sales from going out of business. So like this better work. Month to month isn't really that hard to do.
Yeah. We do month to month for a couple of reasons. We do have a 30-day out just because of the way that our
Yeah, we do
system
too.
works. Um, yeah, you probably do the same stuff we do. So, but we do month to month. A, I hate annual contracts. B, as a business owner, I don't like the liability either. If you pay me up front for a year and then 6 months of you're like, I need out of this contract and I need 6 months of my money back.
Or even if it's an annual contract that they're paying you monthly on, it's still just what's
You're
going to
not gonna,
happen
yeah,
if I hire someone to do SEO for my underwater basket weaving studio or yeah, and I decide to fire Ben 6 months into an annual contract. Ben's probably not coming after me anyway because Ben's going to spend just as much money in legal fees to take me to court to get the
but
money from me that I owe him for the last 6 months that he's going to spend more than he's going to get out of it. So he's probably going to let
it's
me
not gonna
go
happen.
anyway. Like, what's the point?
It's not going to happen. A contract is a piece of paper sometimes, right? It spells out this is what we're going to do. Period. It doesn't mean that I'm going to handcuff you and make you work with me for a year. Now, there are companies that do that, by the way, in this space. There are absolutely some companies that do that. And what they'll do is they will give you a call rail number. They will give you a website. They will give you email services and hosting. But guess what? You cancel your contract, I get it all back.
Yeah.
You lose. Those are the companies you have to watch out for. They are
Or the
predators.
companies like Chad mentioned in the chat that he had a few pest control people bring up month to month and they were sketchy anyways. If somebody's sketchy, don't work
Don't
for
hire.
them.
Don't
Like
let them come in.
if you can tell the reason that if you normally operate on contracts, that's fine. We're not crapping all over that. A lot of agencies do that. But if that's how you operate and you have somebody that's asking for month to month and you get that oogie vibe from them, like
Don't
don't work with them anyway.
don't work with them.
Like, yeah.
The other thing is, and this comes down to just what your intentions in business are. If you're looking to get acquired at the end of the day, which, come on, let's be honest, most companies do want to get acquired one day, right? Month to month revenue trumps annual revenue any day of the week, hands down. If it's a PE firm or another company that wants to acquire you, they want to see your MRR, your
Yep.
monthly recurring revenue, not your annual recurring revenue. Because annual recurring revenue gets canceled because it's a larger bill more often than a monthly recurring revenue. Period. End of story.
And there we
So,
go.
all right. With that, oh, you're welcome, Chad. Absolutely. With that, we have another Local Marketing Institute Q&A on the books. So thanks everybody for coming. Hope you've had a great time. Hope we've answered your questions. Hope we've actually made you think more and ask more questions. As well, you should. We will see you back here in 2 weeks. Greg and I, we love to see you every time you arrive. And make sure to go ahead and fill out that form with any questions that you have. You can find that on localmarketinginstitute.com. And so that way we know. Damn right, Michael. Go to Ruth's Chris.
Did you marked it as it's gone off a Q&A, but you saved the question from Max for the audit, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Okay, cool.
Eric Law Firm is what it
So
was,
Max,
actually.
we're knocking that out first next time since we got through all the questions. So make sure you're
Yes,
here.
yes, yes. Oh, and Michael, just saying, if you're not in Scottsdale, go to Fleming's. Fleming's has it, so they give you a 600-degree hot plate that you actually cook your freaking
I
steak
love
on.
when you cook steak on a plate like that. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, man, you can control it 100%. Throw on a little bit of black salt. Mm-mm-mm. Yum, yum, yum. You ever have that lava salt?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's delish.
I had
Anyway,
hibiscus salt the other night.
ooh,
That was good.
hibiscus. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So with that, everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on the flip side.